Hello, everyone, and welcome to another small screen Star Wars. As always, I'm Julian Mush. I am joined by Rachel Wilkinson.
Hi.
Hello again. It's becoming a regular occurrence.
Yeah.
It's real gross.
Yeah, I know. It's not good.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It's fun. This is good. We are here today to talk about Star Wars Clone Wars, The Clone Wars, not to be confused with that weird animated version from like 2004. You know what I'm talking about?
The one with the Jedi that looks like Scooby-Doo or
Yes.
Scrappy. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't even want to watch it.
I
It looks
really
so dumb.
like it, but that's neither here nor there. It's like this.
I
Anyway,
know I need to watch it, but
it's
it just
it's a
looks
lot of
stupid.
fun. Anyway,
Fine. Not about that,
it's
though.
The Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 4, Unfinished Business is the name. It's directed by Brian O'Connell and Dave Filoni. Sorry, it says Brian O'Connell as Brian Kalen O'Connell. I don't know what that means on IMDb.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Written by George Lucas, created by created by tag, and then written by Matt Michnonovitz. I'm really bad with names. I apologize. Anyway, that's what we're here to talk about today. If you haven't listened to our show before, we are going to spoil everything from this episode, and basically everything from Star Wars. So if you're new to Star Wars, I'm so sorry. But
we might say spoiler alert.
No, we're
for
not
certain
gonna.
things.
What are we
Okay,
gonna spoil? All the movies and stuff that's already out.
That's true. It's your own fault.
Yeah, like get caught up. It's fine. There's lots of, if there's a reference that we make and you're not familiar with it, send me an email and we will provide you with the appropriate reading material.
Julian will.
To
I
catch
won't.
up. Well, someone will. Maybe Daniel. Maybe Daniel who's not even here. Anyway, follow us on Twitter at TowerBabbleCast. Facebook.com/TowerBabbleCast. That's BABBLE, not the biblical version. And you can also, in these trying virusy times, help support the show. I know, if it's financially a burden on you, there's no reason. We would never ask you to help support the show. But if you have the cash, I would ask you to go to patreon.com/TowerBabbleCast and toss us $5, 5 bones. And you can get some extra bonus content. The bonus content we like to do most is the TOB Film Club. This next month's film club, I don't know if you've ever seen it, Rachel, is, what the hell's the movie called? Children of Men. Children of Men.
See, the thing with me is I have the worst film recollection ever, so I may have seen a movie, but I will not remember if I've seen that movie.
Oh, it's sweet.
Until
So
I'm like halfway
every
through
time you've
watching
seen
it
a new
again.
movie, it's like it's like the same time.
Yeah, like if it's been
fresh.
like an excess of like say 3 years since I've seen a
Ooh, okay.
movie,
I was
then
gonna
it
say,
just my memory's
for
wiped
sure,
and I don't remember
for
it.
sure thought you were gonna say 3 months.
No, years.
Okay, give me some.
I'd say if it's been 3 years or
Okay.
longer, I won't know if I've seen it or not. So.
Okay. Anyway, Children of Men, really good. Alfonso Cuarón is the director. Alfonso is the director of Roma,
Okay.
which is a big deal from last year's Oscars. Big black and white picture. Highly recommend. He also did Gravity. Have you seen Gravity?
I did see Gravity.
Alfonso
Yes.
Cuarón, yeah.
Yes.
So
I like that.
he's a Mexican director, I believe, and he is very, very talented, and it's a very good movie. Clive Owen is the
Oh, okay.
yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
likes. He's a very
Yeah,
handsome man.
He's very handsome.
Anywho, that's the movie we're going to be talking about this month. Last month we watched Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise's best film ever. Maybe not. It's up to you to decide. Watch it along, listen. Patreon.com/TowerBabbleCast. Okay, let's get into this episode. So, I would say this is a big improvement over last week's episode.
I would say so too. There was a lot more that I liked about this episode than last episode.
Well, there's a lot much more going on.
There is, yeah.
From a character standpoint, as much as I don't really liked how it was portrayed. I like the idea of Echo being like people not trusting Echo.
Of course,
It
you
felt-
have to have that.
It was very clunky.
Well, yeah, no, the dialogue, you're right. But I did understand the thoughts behind it, though. It made sense.
No, yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna shit on the show for that because I think at least introducing it as a concept, even if they
Yeah.
didn't flush it out as well as I'd like in a 22-minute episode.
That's the thing. There's not a lot of time
Yeah.
to get that out there. So
I
get
thought
it.
it was fun.
There's some great scenes.
What was your favorite scene?
Ooh. It's hard. Like, I had a few favorite scenes for different reasons, though. Like, I don't know if we
Me
just want to
too.
get to it.
Yeah,
later,
no, me too. We can talk about. I think let's.
as we go.
It's
but
free flow. It's free
free.
free flowing is what is what I'm
Yes.
trying to say. Dr. PP Touch on Twitch saying what's up, y'all? What's
up?
up, Dr. PP Touch? Please change your name. Anyway, free throwing is what I said, but it's fine.
Mhm.
Continue. Tell me what your favorite your scenes were and why.
I really liked Mace Windu's little speech to the B1
It's
battle
so
droids.
cute, isn't it?
Yeah, it was hilarious. I enjoyed it so much.
Okay, so from a character standpoint, like let's break this shit down. From a character standpoint, does it feel like it fits Mace Windu's character?
I think so.
I think it does too.
I think it does too, because
Yeah.
he's just kind of like, not just tired of it at this point, but he's just like, I'm giving you a chance to just not. Like he's
let's
like,
just-
I've done this so many times.
Like, come on.
Like-
I'm not granting you the fucking rank of master. I've told you this so many times, Anakin. Let's
Yeah.
get over it.
Mace is just like, I'm sick of this bullshit. Like, I don't want to kill a bunch of you droids again. Like, you have the chance to just, walk away. But of course.
Yeah, of course. Blast him.
Yeah. Blast him.
So anyway, I'm not answering that question. West Compton Jello. I'm not answering that. Anywho, I got distracted by that. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I did
Yeah,
too.
so we're doing
It's
this
fine.
live. Hey, by the way, this is something I didn't mention. All of the Tower of Babel podcast. This is a Tower of Babel podcast, although
Yes.
it's called Small Screen Star Wars. Is broadcast live on Facebook, Twitch, Patreon. No, not on Patreon. Actually, surprisingly, because there's no really good way to do that. But
To live stream.
yeah, Periscope for sure, and all the good stuff. So YouTube, everything. So you can definitely just pay attention to our Twitter. Is the best place to pay attention to that. Find out when we're going live, and then go to wherever you like watching us most. Anywho, I do like this Crystal Boy 1234. Well, hello there, with a very classic
Love
reference to Obi-Wan. Love that. Well, hello there.
You're supposed to say General Kenobi after that, though.
Oh, is it General Kenobi?
Yeah, General Kenobi.
Oh, General Kenobi.
Yeah,
well, no.
that's
Well, no.
the answer.
Well, yeah. That's okay. Come on. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about your favorite scene. I like that it fit his character. It feels like he's just exasperated with this whole fucking
Yeah.
Clone War. I think that's fun. My favorite scene is similar to that, except it's just all the clones just fucking rappelling down,
Right. That was a good
and
one.
all the jetpacks. I was
Yeah.
very confused about the B2 rocket trooper droid,
Yeah.
or whatever
I know.
his
We
name
had
is.
to look it up.
We had to
but-
look it up, but I'm happy we did because I thought they were pulling some bullshit.
No, I knew.
I wouldn't trust.
Before,
I wouldn't trust a
but
show to pull bullshit, but
that's
that
true.
was.
You only
was,
see it
yeah.
for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
which most people even watch the show is probably not going to know even what part we're talking about. So it was like a second that you see that red like B2 droid, but
Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" But we literally paused it and backed up
yeah,
to make sure. Anyway, I thought that was fun. But let's start at the beginning. So we're talking about they're strategizing, I guess, and they're saying we have 12 active battlefronts on the planet. Which, for the record, I like that they use the term battlefront
Mhm.
because it references the video game.
the video game,
Yeah. And they're talking about this idea of, at least in the preamble part, where hello, things are happening.
It gives
Let
you
me-
all the info.
Let me give you
Yeah.
all of the information. That part they're saying like how Echo's been no one trusts him, or there's a lack of trust for Echo, and we talked about this a little bit, but it's really underbaked, but I like that it's there. Mace is like, so Echo comes in, he's got an idea.
Basically, how to infiltrate.
Rex is like, yeah, not right now.
Yeah, Rex is a little worried. He's like, you're not ready for battle
He's
yet.
clearly not.
Yeah, it's like you just got pulled out of this weird cryo chamber that you've been stuck in for like God knows how long. Like it's just like, hold up, buddy. Like you don't need to like jump right back into battle yet. But
Yeah.
but then Echo's like, no, like I got this. I know what's going on, and yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
he's
And
like,
then
I'm ready to help.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm made for.
And I like his armor. I made a note of it in my notes.
Yeah.
He's got like a black chest piece
Mhm.
and this this thin slit across
In his
the
helmet.
helmet.
Mhm.
So he already has cool different armor. I don't know, do you This is really dumb. I really start thinking about these things when I start watching this
Yeah.
stuff. Like, do you requisition your armor and say, I want that shit? You know, like, I want that weird one. Like, give me that weird one.
Yeah, I don't know because also, and I just noticed this, and whatever, spoiler alert that if you haven't watched the episode, but when you notice on his chest, he's got like the skull that all the other Bad Batch have on them. So it's kind of like a reference to that he's going to become part of them later on because they've all got that symbol on them. So I thought that was kind of cool.
I don't think the Bad Batch gets to just steal the skull symbol. It's a pretty common symbol.
Is it? Okay, well, maybe
I feel like
just...
maybe not in the show.
It, so
maybe One of them has
just,
it tattooed on their face.
Yeah, face tats.
Yeah, like
they're
a
very
massive
popular
one.
nowadays.
Are they?
Yeah.
Tears.
Super,
You get the tears.
Just it doesn't even matter. It's not even tears. It's just bullshit tattooed on your face now. That's real popular.
Exactly. So. Anywho, so I like that stuff. Mace is like, yeah, let's hear his plan. So Echo's plan is to plug back in to the cruiser, up above the planet, and feed them bad intel.
Yeah, basically feed them like what strategies.
Yeah.
So that feed them strategies at least so they know what they're going to be doing, right? So they know ahead of time. They're basically feeding them fake strategies.
And that's all fine and good, except I don't. We just watch them rescue Echo, and I don't understand why and how Admiral Trench, is it Admiral Trench?
Admiral Trench?
Admiral Trench doesn't know that happened.
Yeah, I know we kind of like chatted a little about this earlier, but I think that maybe they're just hoping, or I think Admiral Trench and those guys constantly refer to the Techno Union for strategies. So I don't think they necessarily know where they're getting those strategies from. So I just don't think that the Techno Union is going to say that they lost their best asset. I don't think they're going to tell anybody.
We came up with that while we were watching it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't, because he does, you're right, because his whole thing is, that's our profit margins.
Yeah, he's
or
just
whatever.
like, fuck. So if they ask him for some intel, he's just
going
to
to
be like,
he's going to say, yeah, whatever. He's like,
he's
we
just
got it,
gonna
we
try.
got it, we got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I guess it's not made clear.
It isn't. I had to we'd pondered about that for a minute to try to make it make sense. So.
We had to, because I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like,
'Cause
how could it's like, that'd be like going and blowing up in World War II. It'd be like going and blowing up a tank factory, right? And then saying, don't worry, we got this. They're going to send in all their tanks because they got so many of them.
Yeah.
They won't even expect it. And they're going to say, oh, we'll call for more tanks, and there won't be more. But it's like, everyone knows you blew up the fucking tank facility. It's like, so that's how, I don't know, that's a bad analogy, but.
No, I get it.
Yeah. So.
You're right. We had to kind of think that out a little bit to make it make sense. So
yeah.
We figured it out, though.
Okay. So they agree that that's what they're going to do. They're going to go attack the assembly plant, which I guess is like a local manufacturing facility for droids.
Yeah.
And on the way, I don't know, there's some cool stuff. They like attach to the bot. They send in this like little code to the clones so that they like look like a transport ship, and they attach to the bottom of the ship. They come in and they attach and they plug in. The one I like the way the camera move. It's funny to use the term camera move because it is technically a digital camera. Yeah. But it like in a digital world, so it's like it does this like I don't know how to, it's a pull focus, I believe. So it's pulling the camera back but focusing in at the same time. So or zooming at a pull zoom. There's a term for it.
I have no clue. But
it's essentially used for the one Hitchcock used it
the
first time. And it was designed to like give you this feeling of what's it called when you feel like really high up and you're gonna feel
vertigo?
Like vertigo. That's the one. So it's like this vertigo kind of idea. And they used it in this way, and it feels really good. It's like plugging in.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot.
No, I like how they use those camera angles like they would shooting a real life movie and shooting real life shots.
Yeah, and
it's
changing
very cool.
and changing like focus points. So like you're focusing up close, and then you focus further back the focal length. So they do a really good job of that, I feel like, across the board in this show.
They definitely do.
Especially now, later on, now that they have like a way stronger hold on what they're actually trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I think it pulls you in a little bit more and makes it feel a little more real, even though it's a cartoon. But
okay. Well, I said, what is that? I'm trying to figure out what I wrote here. Why does Tex? Oh yeah, I said, why does Tex sound British? That was one of my notes. I've been thinking about this now for like 4 episodes.
I said they all kind of have slightly different.
They're supposed to sound like they're from New
accents.
Zealand.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because the actor who originally played him was from New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So that this what's his name? D. Bradley Baker. He does that like Kiwi accent. This is clearly a British accent.
I think maybe it's just because they're trying to make him sound smart. So
Isn't that dumb though? Isn't that stupid?
British. Yeah.
That sounds when you say it, it sounds
you just thought
stupid.
he sound British. But
Yeah, he does.
I wondered why they had to give him such a massively receding hairline. But
he has a mutation.
Yeah, that's
his mutation.
Genetic mutation.
His mutation is the standard male pattern baldness,
which goes with being smart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't know those things went hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, as a man,
I understand now. I got it. You got to make up for your hairline, so you got to be smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Echo's hairline, there's a little bit of male pattern baldness.
It's like a kind of a widow's peak.
There's a little bit, but it's not quite as
No.
intense as what Tex got
Tex
going.
is real bad.
Yeah. Anywho, there's this I guess attack force, like a really strong attack force coming from the Republic to take this assembly plant, and we get some pretty cool action.
Those shots were really cool. The explosions as they're like coming in.
This
and,
is
like,
some vulture droids.
Great.
I know you're a fan of those.
I love vulture droids.
Why
They
exactly?
were super cool. They're just cool. I told you. Well, I play the Galaxy of Heroes game on my mobile phone.
Say it
mobile
more
game.
quietly when you. I play the.
Whatever. There's a lot of people out there who play that, so I'm not embarrassed.
I'm sure there is.
But I play it. It's like a very big game, and there's vulture droids in there. They just came up in the game like kind of recently, and they're just cool. I like them.
Okay.
I think they're cool looking.
I also agree. I think they're fun. I
just like seeing different ships and different droids.
Yeah.
And,
I've never seen these like walking spider like artillery droids before, which I thought were pretty cool. I'm sure we have. I just don't remember them.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
There's too many droids.
Yeah, there's too many different kinds. But no, it's just neat to see different stuff all the time.
And we get the fun like drop ship like explosions, and they're dropping in and then rappelling down. We talked about that.
Yeah. You kind of have to have spider droids when you're with Trench too.
Yeah, and the best I guess that's
you
right.
Just have to.
And the best part is that we get to see some Y-wings in action.
Yes.
So the cool thing about the Y-wing is that the basic design of the Y-wing stays the same through the Clone Wars and into the Rebellion era. It's essentially the same ship. It's called by this. It basically has the same name.
Yeah.
I just think they basically mastered the bomber, and then, which is why you think when you think forward to The Last Jedi and they have those slow ass moving bombers, you're like, fuck, why did they just use Y-wings? They already had them.
Yeah.
They already
couldn't drop as many bombs.
Yeah, they use more like those repulsor things that like disable them. Still.
But
Still.
I know.
Okay. Anyway.
No, and Y-wings are always just like everybody loves Y-wings.
I love Y-wings. I think they're one of my favorite. I also really like the B-wing. You don't see those a lot. Those are really thin ones. Not sure why they're called B-wings. They don't look anything like the letter B. Like all the ones look like the letter that.
I get you.
Also, like, why do they don't use the English language, or they don't use the alphabet?
Yes.
You know,
it's
just another whole thing. Daniel gets upset about that all the time.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I actually never thought about that, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's not Arabic, like the language does not translate. There's no A and an X and a Y and a B. Anyway, whatever.
Getting so deep.
So they're winning, right? So there's this weird moment where I guess they're like, Echo's like, I'm telling them to send all their droids to the same place. And they're like, what? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't trust you. And he's like, don't worry. I told them to do it. And they're like, yeah, I know. We don't trust you.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just going to disable them all at once. They're like, are you sure?
Yeah. And my question is, if you could do that, why can you only send that to one place?
I think he just wants them all together so he can actually get them all at one time. So he can kind of send one power surge as opposed to trying to have to send multiple to little groups. Okay. I would assume. I don't know.
We don't know. It's in the script. It's fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's fun. Like at the end of the day, it's fun because there's some fun banter. Like Anakin's like, it's about to get a lot more crowded down there.
Yeah.
And
I wanted more Obi-Wan. That's the only thing.
He's not very busy in this one.
No, he's not very chatty. But
yeah.
He's
like, if I know
Obi-Wan.
Anakin, we've got the easy pot.
Yeah. It's like
And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I like the mix of clone troopers. So you've got because you have Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Mace there.
And Mace,
you get like a full like color palette of different clones.
Different clones.
The yellow or the orange, the blue, and I guess is it red for? It should be purple if we're being honest.
Yeah,
right,
I don't know
Mace.
what color. Mace's
There's a couple other
troops
ones
are,
there.
But yeah.
There's really no named ones there. Some of them get pretty brutally killed, but we do get one named clone.
Yeah, which you
Jesse.
picked up on. I didn't pick up on that. So,
So Jesse's got I think he's been named before. He's got a Republic logo on his helmet, like right on the huge right on the front,
Right.
and he's got two shoulder things. Each one are different colors, and like the little skirt. So he's got like all the
He's got everything.
accoutrement
yeah.
that you can have as a clone. He's pretty cool. Unfortunately, he's also, I'm pretty sure, one of the clones that like kills all the babies at the
All the babies.
they're younglings. You're right, they're younglings.
Don't say babies.
He's one of the ones that kills all the younglings at the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, or
I mean,
whatever.
but
Maybe
so
he,
does Anakin,
he also
so.
might die at the Jedi Temple. We don't know for
who
sure.
knows?
The
Probably one of
501st go in there.
Clones you kind of never, not that you never see again, but
No, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Okay, so that happens. Trench is like, don't worry, I've got a backup plan,
Mhm.
right? He's like, I don't just trust algorithms, which is smart, actually.
It is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just
And his backup plan is to just destroy half the planet.
Basically,
He's got a bomb
he's
that
like,
can destroy half the
fuck
planet.
this shit. If I'm gonna lose my base, I'm just gonna blow everything up.
Mhm.
He's just I guess. But I mean, I guess he'd rather blow it up than have it in Republic hands. Is the thought behind it?
I
But
guess so.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like if it gets, his line later is like, Dooku would kill me if I lost an axis.
Right.
Right. So it's like, I guess it's like he'd rather blow up an axis than lose an axis.
Then lose it. Yeah.
I like that there's this idea that they don't really touch on that much, but this idea that the separatists can take advantage of the Jedi's kind of mercy,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And then like we can do
Which
whatever
they try and do.
yeah, we can
all the
do
time.
whatever we want because even if you get to me, you're not going to kill me, you're
Yeah.
just going to capture me.
Right.
It's all going to, and then someone will come and set me free and we'll start this all over again.
Yeah. We'll trade and
Right.
yeah.
And what's Anakin's line in this? He's like, I do not have those kinds of
Ooh,
weaknesses.
this was my other favorite part.
Ooh.
Though,
Ooh.
because it's these always, I love these subtle hints to him becoming Vader.
Yep.
And you hear the like, da, da,
No, did they play
in
it a
the
little bit?
background. You
did
do.
they a little bit? Ooh,
As
I
soon
didn't
as
pick
he-
up on that. I'm always about picking up on that. I didn't even hear
Yeah,
it. Ooh.
and they play that
Dun,
basically right
dun,
as he says
dun,
that and cuts off his
dun.
arms. It shows that kind of dark side and it shows him kind of like turning. And I
Luckily,
think
just his metal arms. We don't see him sever any real
no
limbs.
no
Yeah.
real ones. He's just like, I know how that feels, so I'll leave those.
Right. He's
But-
like, yeah,
yeah.
I've had my hand cut off too.
Yeah.
It's a thing
But
in Star
I
Wars.
like these subtle things, and I kind of hope that in this season we get to see a little bit more of those like dark side.
Well, it's like
like
it would make sense
teasers,
considering he's
but-
like 10 minutes away from
Yeah,
turning to the
exactly.
dark side. Yeah.
But I
Um,
thought that was really cool, so I really like that part.
fair enough.
I know because you said he had an unceremonious death, and I was like, ooh, but he doesn't because it's like
right. I guess that's
you
so.
get
There's
that
some
dark side
there
of
is some
Anakin in
ceremony
there.
there. I just like
Yeah.
he doesn't die at that moment. Like when
no,
he actually
it's like
dies, it's
a
really
minute
it's pretty
later,
lame. Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going through my notes here. So like Mace Windu's speech, clones repelling at assembly plant, feedback pulse ? Figure that part out. B2 rocket droid, the bomb, Anakin's interrogation. We touched on that. So
Yeah,
Mace Windu. This is a big gripe I have with this episode,
okay.
which is that they send Mace Windu in to disarm the bomb,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Which ultimately means there's absolutely no stakes to this because we know Mace Windu doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, they have to, like, they can't lose.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally
It
impossible
is
for the show
true.
for them to lose.
When
so
you see certain episodes with certain characters, you kind of know they're going to be fine because you see them later.
yeah, but you can
So-
like, and they've like played with that before. Like, well, we know they're not going to die, but they can be captured, or
Oh, for
like,
sure.
they can lose brutally, and like all their clones die, and like all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, with disarming a bomb, there's only two outcomes. There's either he
Yeah.
disarms it or he blows up. That's it. And there's just, he has to disarm it. There's no, especially because he's like telling all the clones, you have to leave, get your men out of there. That's all that matters. I'll
Yeah.
disarm it myself. He's like, even if I have to make a guess about the last number,
Mm-hmm.
right? So even if he uses the Force and like trusts in it, whatever, it makes the right choice, which I thought would have been a cooler move, by the way.
True. Yeah.
Instead of just
Anakin
unceremoniously killing
murdering-
the coolest villain.
Murdering Trench. I love the way the animation of Trench is, by the way. Like, I like the way, I just like it.
Do you like his
as
stroking of his
creepy as
mandible?
he is.
His mandible stroking is very cool.
Yes, it's just creepy, but just the way his face moves, the way his eyes are all blinking and like his pincers are going, like it's really cool looking to actually like watch that animation.
I just enjoy a villain who's capable.
And
it's
different.
so annoying.
Like, I like those non-human villains too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Grievous is not human, right?
Yeah, and
but Grievous is
super
another one of those
cool.
things where like he can't die because we see him die. He has to die in episode 3.
Yeah.
Right? So uncivilized, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, by the way, there's this moment in episode 3 where Obi-Wan jumps down and says, "Hello there."
Yeah.
And there's like 14 like of his like bodyguard droids,
Right.
with the vibro blades and stuff. So originally there was going to be like probably the most intricately designed lightsaber battle ever that Ewan McGregor went through all this training and all this stuff to do, that was cut for time. And so to make up for that, they just drop a giant thing on all of them. Just like a giant beam falls on all of them, and that's it. And they just cut to the next part.
I didn't know that.
How just like knowing that makes it so much worse.
You still like want to see that scene.
Absolutely.
I thought you were
going
to talk about like, because I think that's the same scene where you see the battle droid like boxing the clone in the background.
Is that actually what happened? Oh my god, is that actually happening?
Have you never seen that?
I've never seen that.
There's this whole clip where it's like, I'm pretty
It's
sure
like
it's in that
zooms
scene.
in
It
past-
doesn't zoom in.
yeah.
You can kind of see it in the background, and there's literally like a B or B1 battle droid or B2. Yeah, the B2, the little ones.
The B1s.
Yeah, the B1s,
Yeah.
and he's in the back, and he's like boxing a clone trooper in the background. It's so funny.
That's great.
Yeah.
I need to see. We'll watch that after.
Yeah, it's
that
great.
sounds great. Okay, so regardless, so Anakin kills Trench in an effort to get the bomb disarming code.
Yeah,
Now
the
here's the
last
thing.
number.
Here's the thing, and I don't know, and I'm a little confused on this, and I apologize for those who may know already, but in Rebels, they go to this base. But I'm not clear if it's this exact base that's on an asteroid because an axis eventually explodes, or it's just designed after this base and it's supposed to look the same. If it's the first one, then it means that this disarming is for nothing and the planet's going to explode anyway. Which would make sense considering we've never heard of the planet in Axis ever again.
Right.
Not that we heard about it before, but you know. Or the other one is, you know, it's like it's just like we use the design of the thing. We built a similar location. The only kind of hitch in that second part is that there's those like beasts in the background with the like yellow glowing eyes that are the same as the Rebels episode. So
okay.
Do you notice that?
I
So in the
didn't
first
notice that.
episode of the season, which I podcasted by myself, I know.
I wasn't there for that.
No, you weren't.
No.
But in that episode, there is when they're like sitting around their little like robot fire that they have at night,
Okay.
and they got to get Cody out because he's injured. There in the background is like glowing yellow eyes, and these like little beasts that look basically exactly the same as those giant beasts from that one episode in season 1 of Rebels, where
Is that when Sabine and Hera get like trapped there? Those ones?
so they go to collect supplies from an old Republic,
Right.
and then fuck, I guess who does it? It's
Isn't that like if I'm not mistaken, it's like that whole episode is like Chopper and Ezra and Zeb are supposed to be fixing the Phantom,
right.
and then they don't fix it properly because they start fighting with each other, and then Hera and Sabine run out of gas, and then they like basically lose all their fuel when they're going to pick up these like this old stuff that's it, right? Are those the beasts that can only be in the shadows and they can't be in the light?
Yes.
Okay, so that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, and then Ezra like
He
communicates
tames
with he
them
tames
or
the
whatever.
giant one.
Yeah, this
For
is
some because there's a giant one for some
because
reason.
Ezra, that's one of his force powers.
He can
is like
he can communicate with
animals. Yeah.
Mhm. So anyways, that's the episode.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So and
I don't know,
those
maybe
same
those big
eyes are
beastly
teased.
animals just,
so
like, take
it
over.
leads me to believe that it's the same fucking like
It
planet.
could be.
And it's the same base.
Could be.
And it was the Anaxis explodes because of that fucking bomb or another bomb that they didn't know about, and they lose that planet. Everyone loses it. It's a lost cause.
Right. But maybe the droids were able to be there because they're droids and those things are. They
What do
don't
you
give a
mean?
shit about. Like those beasts and stuff are just there. They're not fucking with the droids because they're
No, I
droids.
know, but there's no droids left because the Clone Wars
Yeah.
are over
Right.
and the planet's exploded.
right.
And it's because it's not a planet they go to an asteroid belt.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
So
you're
the
right.
implication is that the planet exploded and turned into an asteroid belt. And there's
Mhm.
still some giant asteroids that have like pieces of the planet left on it.
True.
Right? Anyway,
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't put those together, so good job on that.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so then they need to escape. There's this whole section where they need to escape.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, this
I
is
know,
so
I
stupid.
know,
It's
you're
so
gonna be mad again.
stupid. So Wrecker does this whole thing where he hands his gun away, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I
He
just
has like
knew.
a semi-automatic like
Yeah.
an Uzi essentially.
But at least to your to make you feel better,
Right.
Rex is like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like,
it-
he's just like,
it
"What the
does-
fuck, guys? Stop putting your guns away and
does-
punching droids."
It does make
Yeah.
me feel better because at least Rex is
At least someone's
at
on
least
your
someone's
side.
paying attention. He's like, you people are insane.
I said this in the last one. I think they just like the challenge sometimes. And with Wrecker, he's obviously big and dumb, and he's just like, "Fuck it! Like
Yeah.
I just want to."
I just want to
stuff
blow
up.
stuff up.
Yeah. He just.
To be fair, there's that sweet
Yeah.
scene with Anakin where he's like, he gets the little like remote control. He's like, "Oh, Wrecker's gonna love
Yeah,
this."
he's so
Which I was
pumped.
like, you know what? Okay,
Yeah.
he probably would.
It's almost just
It's-
like he's like a dumb kid, and you're like, "Oh, he's like a 5-year-old." He's like, "Oh, he's gonna love it."
Well,
Like,
he's not a dumb. He's not a dumb kid. He's just a kid. He's just like a 5-year-old.
That's true.
And 5-year-olds are dumb.
Yeah.
So anyway, so this whole thing where Wrecker like bowls through like I don't know, like 10, 12.
It's at least
D1s.
like 8 to 10.
And here's the thing that's dumb about it because beyond the handing your gun away, the droids are like cowering in fear.
Yeah, the few of them once they watch.
Why
over.
do they even have the ability to feel fear? And I
don't
know this
know.
is a thing that's been talked about before, but it's so stupid. Why would you even because they're programmed?
Yeah.
And I know that like droids in Star Wars, it's a vague thing. Like how much personality do they really have?
Yeah,
How much
how
is their
much-
programming?
Yeah.
Yada yada. We don't really want to touch on that because it's a slippery slope.
It
It's
is a
very
slippery slope.
complicated.
You can't.
But
But yeah.
we can assume that the battle droids, your fucking army, wouldn't be able to be scared.
They
They're
should
droids.
be like your base models. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you don't really know how much like self-awareness all these droids have.
Apparently
or-
a lot.
Apparently enough to be scared, and
Roger,
because
Roger.
sometimes they're like sort of free thinking and they have some
Yeah.
kind of personality.
There's the odd
to
times where
them.
like, should we trust them?
Yeah.
No, blast them.
Yeah. So it's like they kind of have a little bit of like they have to process things and they got
Yeah.
to like so. I
I
don't
do
know.
like when they say blast them.
Yeah.
This is a side note. And this is a little insight into how I behave when no one's around. But when I'm playing Battlefront 2, and it's the clones versus the droids,
Okay.
it depends which side I'm on. But if I'm on the droid side, I for sure say blast them when I'm like when I'm shooting at them.
Such a
It's
loser.
so funny to me. And then when I'm a clone, I'm like, right away, sir, get okay. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I do it. It's just like those are like it's a good time to me. Anyway,
I can see you doing that.
it's fun time. I'll probably play some tonight with my new
I can't
like
play
speaker
that game.
system.
I'm
It's
not
very fun.
good enough at
It's
it.
really hard. I'm also bad at it. It's fun.
I couldn't get past the trainings.
Okay, so
stage.
that's a bad sign.
I can't play shooting games.
It's just too much
I
like just
can't
dexterity,
Aim and
move at the same
move.
time.
No, not a thing. I never grew up with.
You started too late.
that.
You
I
started
did.
too late. That's fine.
I was able to play Fallen Order because it wasn't as much shooting.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And a fun game. It's just more.
Mhm.
It's much slower. Okay, and then the last part that I want to complain about is
Oh,
the
yeah.
the crosshair part.
Mhm.
So it's
And you
all-
love Crosshair.
I like Crosshair because he doesn't talk a lot and he's just a badass.
Yeah.
And I like his little like shoulder plate that has like a table for his gun.
That is cool.
I think
Has
that's
like a-
really
I don't know
cool.
what you call those. I don't. Have
Pauldron,
guns.
I think they're called. Oh, the gun or the shoulder
No,
plate?
when you like have your gun on like a rest and you can like shoot
Oh,
with
yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't know. I also don't know. I assume it's just a gun rest.
Yeah, tripod.
Guns, bipod. Those are the two.
Bipod?
Yeah, bipod is like just the
Probably
two
not.
sticks.
There's probably a real term for
There's
it.
a bipod. Like it's not a
Gun
bipod,
stand?
but it's like it's just he's using it to stabilize his
Yeah.
gun. Anyway, so he's got these little reflector mirror things that he can like throw on the wall.
Mhm.
And I honestly do what you're gonna do, Star Wars. I think it's fine. Like if you want to shoot bouncing blaster bolts off of the wall, that's fine with me. I
Yeah.
think it's pretty cool actually. But I'm the only thing I ask. This is all I ask of you is just I'm looking at you at the camera. Just maintain internal logic. That's all I ask. So if I shoot a droid,
Mhm.
that blaster bolt does not bounce anywhere, right? if I shoot the mirror and it shoots a droid, why does the thing that shoots the droid bounce?
Like,
again?
why does it reflect off
Why
the
does
mirror,
it-
but it
why-
doesn't reflect off droids? Maybe.
No, I'm okay with it bouncing off the mirror.
No, I know.
I'm okay with it not bouncing off the mirror and then again off the other droids, because that's what it doesn't make sense
Maybe it's
to me.
going through them and then bouncing off the wall. And then hitting another one and going through.
Why?
them and
Why is the
bouncing off
first
wall?
one? Why didn't the first one go through them and like shoot? Like if you just like if they're all coming down a hallway, if they all go, if it's just one blaster from this rifle goes through them all, why doesn't it just like if it's a one shot, you should be able to like
I
go bang,
know.
bang, 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 and like shoot 4 of them in the head or something?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But no, it bounces. I know it's stupid. I know.
I know. Sometimes we ask too much of Star Wars.
I think so.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, because that's the way it is.
It's pretty cool. I'm like, again,
It's like, because it looks
if you
cool.
don't think about it too much, it's pretty cool. So if
Yeah.
you like, he goes, he runs, he's gonna outdo me, and it's like I like this idea of like keeping track of how many droids you've killed, and
Yeah,
like,
and like
who's-
they're trying to compete with
who's
each other.
beating who, and like that's fun.
Who killed them in a cooler way,
Yeah.
which is probably why they're constantly putting their guns down and being like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
We've
you're
already
using a gun?
done all the gun stuff.
Yeah. It's just like, fuck you, crosshair. Like, you're
Yeah.
going to use your gun. Like, I'm just going to smash 10 of them. And
Yeah,
it's going
that's
to be way
fair.
cooler than your gun.
Well,
But-
I would disagree.
No, I
The
know,
crosshair one
but
is
in
super
Wrecker's
cool.
brain, that's
Yeah.
probably.
Well, Wrecker's an idiot. So.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay, so that's fine. They leave. They escape. There's
Mm-hmm.
this final moment where Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan and Anakin are like, "Thanks to you, everyone's safe." And there's, I guess, Republic shipyards on an axis, so they're gonna start building ships again. And
Yeah.
great job, medal's coming your way. You get medal, and you get a medal, and you get a medal.
Yeah.
And the Bad Batch is like, "We don't do accolades."
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, which is pretty cool to be like.
No, because that's it's not
We're
what
just
they're
in
about.
it
It
for
wouldn't
the
make
thrill.
any sense
Yeah.
because they're not that type of clone trooper. They're not like, not to say they're not a trooper, but they're just not. They're not
because they are, because you
soldiers.
see them fucking like give the
Yeah,
salute.
but they're not
later.
like that kind of hardened grade soldier. They're more like
There's
the
like a-
militia than
yeah.
they are than they are soldiers.
Absolutely.
So
And
yeah, they don't give. They're like, we just like to fuck shit up.
yeah,
We
it's like
don't-
we're just in it for the challenge.
yeah.
It's fuck, we're badass.
And Wrecker got to blow a bunch of ships up at the end, so he was
Oh
happy.
yeah, and that actually looked really good.
Yeah, it did look good.
I mean, it's like honestly, and we don't talk about this enough, but this show looks really, really good right now.
It does.
It's obviously the best it's ever looked. I
Mhm.
think since I watched a piece of just
Yeah,
a
a piece of
snippet
the- yeah,
of like the
the
original
first,
movie and like
yeah.
some of the first season, and it does not look as good back then.
No, and then when you compare the
Yeah.
two, it's just like it's a huge difference
Yeah.
between like how they look. So
It looks great.
yeah, it does.
And anyway, Echo, there's this decision where Rex comes up to him and is like, "Hey, man, if you feel more comfortable with these guys, with your plugs in your head,
Yeah,
then
he's like, we're brothers, but you go ahead.
you
Like, it's
you
cool.
do your thing. You do
Yeah.
you, man. You follow your heart." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Okay, cool." So here's what and then he walks over there, and there's this. It's a very much a cliche thing. I actually fucking love this because it's just so simple. He just walks over there. There's like a nod. No one says anything.
Yeah,
And then Rex turns around and he just gives them a salute, and they all salute, and it's like, fuck. Again, it's like a 80s action movie
yeah,
cliche.
it really is.
And it's like,
it was good.
I don't even care. That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
And
because you can tell Rex looks like a little choked. Like he's just like he's a little
he's
sad,
like,
but he's
"Oh."
like, I
it's like,
get
this
it."
is my man, but he's fucking doing okay now, and I'm happy.
Yeah, you're
for
like
him.
it's good.
Yeah. And
I
then,
I did like that. Even just a little the bit of dialogue with Hunter beforehand.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not our thing. Like he's like, are you sure it's your thing? To Echo,
Yeah,
because then
yeah.
Echo's like, what do you mean? Like it's just like he's kind of like because they can tell they're like, you're kind of one of us. Like
he's
you're
like,
not really
you're
one of
kind
these
of a
guys
weirdo.
anymore. Yeah, they're like, you don't really have a place with these guys anymore.
Because
but
you
have a
imagine
place
if you
with
just like
us.
just threw on some regular clone armor and was like back up, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't work.
Yeah,
wouldn't
it
work.
would just be it makes more sense for him to have a different purpose.
I
now.
like that they can just recruit whoever they want.
Oh yeah,
The Bad Batch. They're
yeah.
like,
But I think you
you're
gotta
one.
be like
You're one of us.
a
now.
little.
I don't
fucked
have.
up.
I don't have to make any requisitions to command. You're just a part of us now.
Yeah.
Paint your armor black. You're fucking
Yeah.
and red. You're coming with us,
Yeah,
buddy.
you're now our part droid aspect of our group.
Right. We
Yeah.
already kind of have one of those with Tech, but you two will work
Yeah,
together.
but Tech can't plug into shit, and
he can.
he can't
just with
be an
his, like-
R2 or a chopper. So
yeah. So they have a droid that's just
Yeah.
a man.
yeah, they have a man
Yeah,
droid now.
the man.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Anyway, that's it. Next week's episode is called. I know there's a name for this
Oh,
one.
you didn't like it. You said "Gone with a Trace."
Gone with the Trace.
Yeah, you're mad about
Gone with the Trace, because fuck you, Star Wars, because that's why.
Maybe it'll make more sense. Maybe.
No, it already makes
Yeah,
perfect sense.
yeah.
Someone is taken, something is gone, and there's evidence. Like that's, like what are we even doing here? Let's work a little bit harder, guys. That's all
On
I'm
the
asking.
names.
Yeah. And I know we don't really talk about it much, but like those little like slogans at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah.
a fan
a
of
little.
those. Not a
I
fan
like
of those.
them.
I don't.
I like them.
I think what the
little
first
inspirational quotes.
episode episode 1 of this season is like survival is the first step in
They're just
success.
giving
like
us
that.
Star Wars nerds some inspirational quotes to put under our Instagram photos. So
Is that what they're used for? Have you ever
I don't
seen
know.
them used in
I've
that way? Even if
not
you first of all,
me
second
in
of all,
particular,
even if you'd seen them,
but
would you recognize them from this fucking show? No offense. I
maybe
like
if
I
looked
like
them
this
up.
show. For the record, I really like it. I just think
As
I'm
much
just
as you
holding
hate on
I'm
it.
just holding it to account. I wouldn't
Mhm.
criticize it this much if I didn't like it so much.
That's fair. No,
Yeah.
I get it. It's fun to just poke fun at the little things you notice. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Okay. That is it. Big thanks to everyone who popped into the chat on Twitch. Really appreciate it. Tat Carollo, Kazo DK, X the Caesar X. I'm looking at there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys for popping in. Obviously appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ray Mills didn't, got to give you guys he said, I interpreted it as mirrors accelerated the blaster bolts. I guess he's talking about the bouncing.
Increasing their power, making it possible to destroy
There's
multiple
multiple
droids.
droids with one shot.
I like that.
Okay, you know what, Ray? All right,
Okay.
you won me over.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't hate that scene anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, I would just say that's certainly some like generous interpretation
I
of
like
of what's going on.
Yeah.
And he does do a shrug emoji at the end. So fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Ray. Appreciate you.
I like it.
Anywho, follow us on Twitter at Tower Babblecast. That's BABBLE. And Facebook.com/Tower Babblecast as well. That's where you can tune in live on Facebook Live there as well. Every time we go there, and you'll get notified when that happens. Periscope on Twitter as well. Same thing will happen. But you can also follow us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/The Tower of Babel Podcast. We fucked that one up. It's the one that's different. It's really upsetting. I
Yeah.
don't like that it's different. I can't change it until I get like a certain number of followers, which is really weird.
Oh, okay.
Like I can't just like make an account and then change the
And
name.
then slightly change it.
Yeah.
I'll go follow you. See if
That will make a big difference. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
you're welcome.
Yeah. And then also Twitch, of course, which is twitch.com/Tower Babblecast. We will be doing more game streaming. You know what we did the other day? We streamed Overcooked. You're familiar with Overcooked?
Oh, right. Yeah, I played it
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
It was pretty fun.
It is
It's
fun.
pretty fun. There's a lot of yelling and
Yeah.
stuff. So anyway, I
yelling,
thought it
lots
was very
laughing.
fun. You can catch that again on our Twitch channel. We like to play a little bit of Smash. Me and Dan like to do a little co-op online Smash. We lose a lot. We
Yeah.
lose a lot, but it's still
That's fine.
fun. It's still fun. And then of course, if you liked anything you saw today, even if it's just her.
Awful. I make it worse.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm not here by myself, which is a huge step.
Yeah, I'm only here for Clone Wars episodes. That's it. No gaming, nothing.
What about
so-
other Star Wars stuff?
Maybe.
We'll talk
Depends.
about it.
We'll talk.
We'll talk
We'll
about
chat. We'll see.
We'll get
see
you.
what the
We'll get you signed up to on a
consensus is.
contract. We'll get you like
Yeah. We'll see if the
2%
people like it or
of,
not.
of returns or something like that.
Yeah.
We can. Yeah.
Let everyone
give you one of
vote.
those sweetheart deals that George Lucas got on like the toys.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on all the Tower Babel merchandise that we're selling, we'll
Sweet.
give you guys a cut.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tower Babel podcast at Patreon. So patreon.com/Tower Babblecast. $5 a month gets you bonus content. That's our film club that we talked about at the top of the show. And we really appreciate your help. It's really what allows us to do this live content because A, it costs us money to stream. It's not free. And B, we have like a really cool setup now that we didn't have when we started. There's at least 2 monitors
Yeah.
and one
You guys got
camera.
some
There's a microphone that's not doing anything over
fancy
there.
stuff.
This machine on the left, you guys can't see it, but it's got all the buttons and knobs on it. It's really exciting, and this is the kind of stuff we want to grow. So if you want to help us grow and you want to help, if you want to continue listening to what we're doing, that please, patreon.com/Tower Babblecast is where you can do that. Anywho, we will see you guys, I guess, next week, Sunday or Monday, around this time,
Yeah.
and we'll talk more Clone Wars at that time. We'll talk to you then.
Bye.